Well, hello there guys. You join me on another beautiful Scottish day where it's just about threatening to rain, and again, you guessed it, I've got another broken L200. So today's problem is that I have no indicators. So what happened to me is the indicators, and I've also waited until the guy started strimming and cutting grass before recording this video, so apologies if you can't quite hear me. So today's problem is indicators. I lost indicators. They were coming and going, a couple flashes at a time on the stock, and then they would just stop working. Hazard lights would still work for a while, but then after that they've started dying as well, so I thought I had a bad connection somewhere, or potentially the relay. So first thing I did is went online and bought a new relay and swapped that in, and that actually made the problem worse. I then had no indicators at all before I could massage the hazard switch and get the hazards to come on, and then after the hazards worked for a while, the indicators would work again. But this new relay killed that dead, so I then looked at wiring diagrams, and they made it look like all the power from the engine bay came in to through the hazard light switch. So I thought that might be the issue, because what I should say is, while all this is happening, every time I pressed or indicated, I could hear the relay click at least once. It would click. So I put, what did I do? I bought a new switch on eBay, a used switch, put that in, and the same problem ensued. Then what I thought about doing is putting in the old relay again. I thought I'll put the old relay in, just see what happens with a new switch, and then it went back to the same problem. I then had an indicator now and then, and you know, it would die away. So I ran it with the old relay in for a while, just like that, and then I was getting prepared to look around this for wiring faults. But then I did one thing, and that was I looked again at the relay. So I pulled the relay out and put it next to the new one that I'd replaced, and I noticed something. I think this could be quite useful for anyone else out there with an L200, because this seems to be kind of uncommon. So here is the relay that was in the car. Okay, this is the make and model that I have. This is a heavy duty towing relay. It can handle a load of more bulbs because you'll have a trailer on. I believe this was fitted by Mitsubishi. On these two terminals here, it had a wire coming off that went up into the dash, and it was a telltale light. It would light up if you had a trailer light out. So, but then I looked at this closely, and if you look at the layout of the pins there, they're numbered. Okay, you've got 49A, 49 and 31. So here is the relay that I had replaced it with. You'll notice that the 31 and 49 are mirrored in the wrong position, and I believe 31 is the ground. So this relay, this explains why it made my problem worse. It's the wrong polarity. So what I'm going to do today is I'll show you what the truck's doing. I'll show you where this relay is, which is down in the driver's footwell, and then I'm going to try and rectify this with some spades and wire. So here we go. So first of all, let's get you in here. So here is where the relay lives. Okay, let's take a look back. Right, we're in the driver's footwell on a right hand drive truck. As you can see, I've already got this all stripped out, ready to chase wires that I don't need to, hopefully. So there's your fuse box at the back there. Blue, that blue relay there is not the flasher relay, but the space above that is for the flasher relay. So let me pop that in and show you. Awful footery job. So blue one's there, next space above it, which let me try and point for you. This guy here, that's where your flasher relay lives. So let's put the old unit back in for the moment, if I can feel it. Oh, it would help if I had this orientated the right way. Perhaps. There we go, that's it in. So that's where it lives. Ow, that was my elbow, by the way. Right. take you up top. So let's see how she's doing today. This is very temperamental. So let's try the hazard switch. Oh, I heard a click but nothing yet. So I can do this a few times and it might come back to life. This is usually what I need to do. Usually it does this to me when I'm leaving work in the morning when it's cold. Okay, let's try the indicators. Sometimes I can get a left. Getting nothing today. So you'll hear that relay clicking, I'll put you down. That's me pressing it. There's one press there. So today we're getting nothing. Well, that's not too good for showing you, but I mean, usually it's like intermittent. Let me try starting her up. Oh dear, I hope I've not made things worse by putting that wrong relay in. That was the wrong polarity. That would not be fun. Oh, I could actually check the fuses before I do that actually. Oh, there we go, no fuse needed. There's still life. Oh, see what I mean? So it's really strange how it takes a bit of time. It's almost like you can wake it up, which makes me think it's the relay. I mean, it could still be a short somewhere or a bad earth, but the harness for the indicators earth's in one position, which I'll show you right now. This here is the earth according to the wiring diagram for the ground on the indicator relay. So that's the one ground that we should need, and I've already taken it off and cleaned it up and it didn't help. Because it woke up the indicators. Usually we get a left first. I don't know why. Oh, here's a rare thing to see on an L200. The fuel light works, and it works kind of on time. A lot of these do not work. So keep your wits about you. Man, just getting no indicators today. I don't know if it's something to do with it just sends more power to the relay when it's doing the 4-ways. I don't know, but well, totally dead today. So hopefully this new relay is the answer that we're searching for. I will show you one more thing today, in case you're chasing wires. There's my radio. In case you're chasing a wiring fault, and if I have seen people do this, it can either be the hazard light switch itself can be bad, or the wiring at the back of the hazard light switch can be bad. So I'll show you quickly how to remove that, because I've got it all ready to go. So let me move my iced coffee out the way. Delicious. Pick a dangerous spot there to leave it. Right, cup holders stowed. So on this trim panel here, here's your hazard switch. This trim panel here needs to come off, and to release this you have a screw. Oh my god. You have a screw here and a screw here. And apart from those two screws, those are the only retaining screws for that panel. The rest is all push clips, and the easiest place to start is right here. So get in behind here and pop it off. And that's really all you need to get into the back of this, and you can push it out from the back like that. And here's the wiring. The wiring gets a bit hung up on something. back there, but I think it does come out a bit more. Yeah, that's about it. So I'll just pop that back. So this is your hazard light switch. So it's just one push pin to remove the plug, and you can pull that out or replace it, or a lot of people get loose wires in the back of the plug themselves. So just places to check if changing the relay does not work. Push it back in, and that's it. And an important note about the hazard switch is if you remove that switch, your indicators will not work. They do pass through that switch, so removing that does prove that that's the way it's wired. It proves that because you'll not hear the relay click when you're working the stock. So let's show you my idea. I'll be honest with you, actually, this is the second replacement relay I've bought. I actually initially bought this one, and then I went on, and then I realised the polarity was wrong. 31 and 49 were in the wrong place. So then I went online, I actually took a picture of the correct relay and the wrong relay together, and what did I do? I ordered the wrong relay again, thinking, confusing them in the picture. So now I've got two wrong relays. I'm not spending another £8 because I've not made the money. So my fix, I'm going to try, is putting some spades on all of these. 49A is in the right place, that'll go to the right place in the panel, and then these guys I'm going to cross over and see if that works. So let's get the stuff ready for that. Figured I'd get myself a comfy seat indoors today, since a guy spent a lot of time rolling about under this thing over here. If I haven't showed you that yet, here's some B-roll footage of it now. That's my latest acquisition, my latest addition to the fleet. It is a 1985 Pontiac Trans Am that I bought as a non-runner, and I'm trying to revive that, so that'll be on the channel soon. Still waiting on some parts at the moment, which is infuriating. FedEx, usually brilliant service. I can usually order stuff from America on the Sunday and have it by the Thursday or Friday, but unfortunately, watching the tracking on this item, actually it came into the UK at Stansted, went up to Liverpool, and then went out on the wrong truck back down south. So at the moment it's currently in my neighbouring town, but it's Sunday today, so it won't be delivered, and there's no option for collection. So makes I mean, it's given me an excuse to fix the daily, to be honest, because I've been neglecting this in favour of that. Still no indicators, still nothing. Right, so bought myself some spades from good old Halfords, and I've got a couple rolls of wire here. It's probably way bigger gauge than what I need, but better safe than sorry. Use your Mark 1 knife to open this. Save that in the door for later. Righty. Right, so I'm gonna get one of my wrong relays here. I'll find a spade that fits. That'll do. Just check that it will take the gauge of wire that I'm going to use. So I will bare a bit first. Actually, oh yeah, it shouldn't really matter which. I should have spades here for any gauge. That looks quite big. Let's try the blue guy. I'll tell you what gauge of wire I'm using. Actually, this is 14 gauge wire, which I bought for the Trans Am. I was rewiring the starter. That's actually too small, the blue, so we'll go for the yellow. And let's see, I bet the yellow's... sometimes there's a guide on it, tells you which colour does which gauge. Looks like yellow is our one. So we'll insert that in. There should be a stopper. No, there's not a stopper on these, so we'll insert that through and give it a crimp. Where's my thing? There's here. Apologies, this might be out of shot at the moment, I don't know. This is a funny story actually. I was doing some wiring the other day and I could not find this little cutter tool with the crimper on the end. So I was trying to use vice grips and it didn't go well. Oh, that's much better. So here we go, here's spade number 1 done. So I need to make 3 of these cables with spades on either end. Oh, with it, well, yes, I need 3. 3 cables, each with a female on one end and a male on the other end. They're not going to need to be too long. I should be able to what's the word? Make a home for this quite near where it is at the moment. So we'll not make it too long. Going for about this length. But we all know, guys, length is not important, it's how you use it. At least. That's what my wife says. Here we go. So male end, female and male, because the male end will be plugging into the panel that the relay goes in. Oh, wrong end. So take your crimping side of the tool. Oh, I can't get it open wide enough. And make your crimp. Usually put 2 crimps in, just a little bit further back for the second. There we go. That's a good connection for me. So here we have one of these. So I need to do this 3 times. So I'll go and do that now, and then we'll put it in. Okay, guys. And the one girl that's watching there in the background. Here's our wires made up. So now I'm going to start by placing them on the relay. I think this will be the hardest bit, maybe. So I'm just going to slide them on the terminals. Like so. So here we have a relay relocation kit ready to go. So the idea is keep that one at the top, swap these bottom 2 around, and then I guess this will tell us if the relay was ever the issue without buying another relay. Let me get you inside here. There's a wee bit of light. Right then, let's pull out the old relay and let's try and get this one in. So I think I'll start with the bottom, the bottom furthest away one. So that'll be the top. Oh, it's really hard to do this when you can't see. I might need the light for myself. Right, let's try again. Top one, go in. Oh, there we go. Is it seated? Yeah. So here's the other side. And lastly, the top pin, 49A. Right, it's in and I'm not dead yet. So, the big reveal. Will this work? Let's see. It works! There's a little bit of a delay, I don't know if that's... don't know, maybe that's just the relay, but... Ho ho ho! Ignition on, left indicator, there we go! Right indicator! Oh, I'm so happy that has worked. It's about the only thing I've repaired on this truck so far. Pretty much every other video I've done, I've tried to fix it, and it's just not fixed. But that worked, so I mean, worst case, now I know if I do buy the right relay, it works. That was the problem all along, which is bananas, because this was starting to drive me mad when I first changed that relay and it didn't work, and I changed the hazard switch which didn't work. Which, by the way, for proof, this is the second relay. This is this is either the original or the eBay one. I don't know. They both done the same thing. This was driving me nuts. I wasn't driving this, I was driving the wife's car to work, which caused problems for us with logistics and times. And I was about to start going down the route of... I was actually about to... In fact, the next step, I was about to pay an auto electrician to look at this, because I know minimum electrics, but checking for like continuity and stuff and wires, I don't know. I could learn on YouTube, but wiring scares me, right? Wiring's just, that's complicated when you're getting into reading wiring diagrams and trying to follow grounds and stuff. And I did suspect that I might have caused the problem, because in my previous video when I fitted the straight pipe exhaust to this, I had to cut off the kit, the kit that I used the handbrake cable mounting bolt as a bracket for the exhaust. And when I was cutting that off, because it was rusted out, I actually accidentally nicked through a bit of a wiring loom going to the rear lights potentially. So I thought maybe I did solder that up and repair it. I thought maybe that was coming undone and maybe I was getting water in there. So I was about to start undoing that to check there, and I'll show you a couple of things that I did check as well, right, before I got to this point. But this could help you if you are experiencing actual wiring problems and it's not the relay for you. So here are the back of the truck. Here's my tow bar. That's obviously a bit suspect, but so what I did to eliminate that was I unplugged the harness here. Now unplugging that removes the rear lights, rear indicators, and tow wiring, removes everything from the equation. So I thought, if that's unplugged, if the wiring problem's past this point, with that being open, it should they should work again. But unplugged that and it didn't fix it, obviously. And another issue I've got is this aquarium going on here. That is a bit of an issue. The sealant around here is just knackered. It just gets in here. If I take this out and turn it upside down, it all comes back out. So I need to seal this up. But again, pulled this out and unplugged it, and that wasn't the problem. If you're doing that normally, that should just cause it to flash fast, like you've got a bulb out. And I've done the same for this side. This side's fine, but those are the things that I went through before I got to this stage. And yeah, it was getting complicated. It was turning into a headache. So I guess, guys, well, what could be the takeaway from this? I guess, I mean, that's the only relay I could get, actually. The one with the wrong pin. It was when I googled L200 flasher relay. This came up on Euro Car Parts. So it came up on, you know, shit. Google shows you products, and that came up on Euro Car Parts under that search term, so I clicked on that, Actually, just searching flasher relay on Euro car parts, I think that's the only flasher relay they stock, or I'm sure that's the only one I could find. So say worst case, you've got a Halfords nearby and a Euro car parts and you've no indicators on the road, you're out towing, you're on a long trip. Well, actually don't do this for towing, because this probably won't work for towing. But yeah, say you're out, you've got a Halfords and a Euro car parts and you need to get indicators. You need to buy some spade terminals, grab this little kit here, then that'll do any gauge wire that you buy. Buy some wire, make up 3 male to female spades, and there you go, you've got hazard lights again. So thanks for watching, I guess, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. It's the same as YouTube, it's @FastInTheCorners. I'm also on TikTok as @FastInTheCorners. And if you haven't subscribed here, please do. It helps the channel grow. Maybe one day I'll get to the point where it makes some money and we can maybe buy better stuff and do like cool videos, like with good equipment. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps somebody out there. It will, I'm guessing by the title. If you're on this video, your indicators don't work, so I hope you fix it. I hope this maybe points you in the right direction. What I will do is right at the end of this, I'll post the wiring diagram for the indicators. That helped me understand how the system works in this truck, so that'll be right at the end after this. So thanks again for watching, hope you fix your truck, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.